What's something that gets an unnecessary amount of hate? Tom from Tom Jerry, he just wants to chill while that little piece of shit annoys him all the time. That one spoon in your kitchen you hate for no reason. Anything that becomes overrated will stir up a counter movement of hate. From Skyrim to Neil deGrasse Tyson. The top comment will be adoring said idol, but the most upvoted first reply will be saying it's trash. It's like people feel like they have to correct the 5-star rating by voting 1 star, even though their real opinion is 3.5 stars. Bandwagon hating on something in general is a huge problem. I try to make a point to have a full explanation of why I dislike something before I go hating on it. Also, I am open to debate said dislike. Ever see the hate content creators on YouTube? Just pick an upcoming release of a game, movie, album, whatever, they will have a 10 minutes and 5 seconds video about how it sucks. The best is when they start spewing nonsense about the company only in it for the money when they are making videos to maximize ad revenue and obviously couldn't care less about what they are talking about. The problem is content is rated and monetized by how many eyeballs look. If you scream the new Star Wars is shit pile of garbage ! Q more people will click your videos. People that agree and disagree. If your title is the new Star Wars is pretty good, who is going to click on that? So now we have hundreds of videos calling Star Wars bad, and the general consensus is it must be bad because all these videos tell me it is bad. With a colorful thumbnail with big text, and their face real big looking angry. And big red arrows and circles with emoji. Lol, yep. Every time. Too bad it works. The word moist apostrophe. I'm just describing this nice cake I'm eating and you're acting like I'm reciting ancient curses from the Satanic Bible. I'm so confused how half the population just decided they hate that word. Are they just immediately picturing a moist vagina or what? And if so, what's wrong with that? Everything Reddit decides it doesn't like. Reddit is like getting together all the bullied kids of their generation to unite in bullying others. That explains a lot actually. Being born in this generation because our music sucks. I don't get that. We were born in the generation where we can go to YouTube, or Spotify, and listen to literally any music since the beginning of recording of music to stuff released literally 5 minutes ago. Being born in this generation is, for music, fantastic. I agree. We can listen to our music, as well as any music made before us. This really is the best time to be alive as a music fan. Robert Pattinson. Sure, he got famous for the Twilight movies, and no, they're not very good, but all of the weird independent films has made after that really scream that this poor guy just wants to be appreciated as an actor. One film will change anyone's mind about him, Lighthouse. A damn masterpiece. That guy can act. Robert Pattinson in the mermaid masturbation scene. Wait, what do you mean I was only supposed to act it out? The what? Well, it's on YouTube if you want to check it out. Not entirely sure how I feel now that I have. He's trapped in a lighthouse with Willem Dafoe, in the very late 1800s. You'd beat off to a tiny mermaid too. Everyone, if you're a human being, there is likely many reasons someone would want you dead and countless more why people would think you are a horrible person. Humanity in general needs to chill. The amount of people that get death threats over things is ridiculous. I agree. Renews comes to mind for the insane amount of death threats in the comments that the mods don't do anything about. Hating on any version of escapism, be it movies, video games, music, books, etc., makes zero ducking sense to me, as all are purely optional. No one has to partake in any kind of escapism they don't like, so what the fuck is the point of hating on a genre of music or certain movies or whatever? It seems like people on that level just want to be mad at something for the sake of being mad. I remember being in college when a friend stated that my enjoyment of video games was a sin because it distracted me from God. I found out later that he was hopped up on a lot of drugs, and the stuff he had taken messed up his head something fierce. Years later when I met him, he had no recollection of college. Honestly, copious drugs is a better excuse for holding such a piss-poor opinion than I was expecting. True enough. It was actually a little creepy meeting him all those years later. He had left college after 2 years, and went into the military where he hit rock bottom due to alcohol abuse. When he moved home he got help, got clean, and started a family. I met him and it was like meeting a completely different person. Damn, it's extremely sad hearing stories like this. I'm glad he got help and straightened himself out. The most celebrated Canadian alt-rock band of the mid-90s, the Barenaked Ladies. People hate BNL? Who hates them? Jeff Winger? Oh, they're BNL now? We need a shorthand for the Barenaked Ladies, that's how fundamental they've become. Wow, maybe we all need some space so we can pull the knife out of the back of the most celebrated Canadian alt-rock band of the mid-90s, you selfish, jaded ass. This is a fight. We are fighting. Vegetables. I eat them regularly since I was a kid, and it just blows my mind that there are people who take eating vegetables as punishment, or they need to learn to like it or cook it because somehow they find it disgusting in raw state. I can't imagine not eating at least one kind of vegetable once a day. I think a lot of the disdain comes from parents who don't know how to cook. I hated a lot of things growing up, but it was because my parents couldn't cook worth shit. It resulted in me learning how to cook and taking it seriously to right their wrongs. Now I enjoy vegetables. Same. I was such a picky eater growing up. But having a great pork chop with no seasoning and microwave canned corn for dinner and similar terrible things will pretty much make you hate food and hate the fact that eating is a necessity. Weirdly, the things I did like were greens like broccoli and spinach. I still don't eat pork anything. So many bad experiences and I never developed a liking for it. But as an adult, being able to afford nicer restaurants and meeting friends who go to places like that influenced me to try things again and for me to teach myself how to cook. Now I'm open to a lot more things and am really sad that my child self hated eating in general. It's weird to me to hear a lot of stories of people hating pork chops. I guess everyone in America overcooks it and doesn't season it right. I'm Vietnamese and Vietnamese pork chops are bomb. Every Viet restaurant has rice plates with pork chops and I sometimes prefer ordering that over pho. My mom ruined pork chops for me. Growing up, she would buy the cheap thin ones at the grocery store and bake them till they were safe. If you needed new brakes on your car, I'll have my mom cook you some chops. Won't be able to tell the difference. To this day, I really don't care for pork chops. I'll eat them every once in a while, but it's pretty much ruined for me. People who have been in jail. I mean, they already paid for their crime. Can we let them have a regular job and join society again without spitting on them for the rest of their life? We got a new operations manager in the largest of the facilities I cover at work, and he decided to do background checks on all employees. Fired a forklift driver who has been here 7 years because he was a convicted felon. Like, come on, the guy has worked in this place for 7 years, been one of the hardest workers, and what, has pulling the long con or something? Ridiculous. Basically anything that everyone under the age of 15 is into. The irony is, the majority plurality of people that hate on it, the thing that they were into at that age was the thing the internet hated at that time in the same way. Fortnite bad, Minecraft good. I remember when Reddit, and the internet in general, didn't like Minecraft because it was full of cringy preteens in the exact same way that Fortnite is hated now. I guarantee you, in 5 to 7 years' time, Fortnite will be seen in the same way as Minecraft is seen now. It happened with Minecraft, it happened with Call of Duty, it happened with RuneScape, it happened with Halo, heck, the likes of World of Warcraft and Dungeons and Dragons always used to be stereotyped as that game that only loser nerds in their mom's basement play, which was a dumb assumption to begin with, but now anyone and their dog can say they have an account campaign and no one bats an eye. You'd be raked over the coals for admitting that a decade or so ago. Any media that's particularly popular with teenage girls. I remember when I was 1314 and One Direction was just getting big and I got made fun of liking them by actual adults. Like, I know you guys acted the same with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. Do not come for me and let me enjoy being a teenage girl in peace. Guy Fieri. He seems like a genuinely good person. In 2017 and 2018 he cooked for thousands of victims and first responders affected by the California wildfires. His Hot Ones interview is one of the best episodes, and totally changed my opinion on him. Also, he ate all 10 wings without a drink, so that's another level of respect to put on his name. Even Sean was impressed. Was that the only time someone didn't drink anything on Hot Ones? Edit. He was the first one not to take a drink, and did it so nonchalantly that nobody noticed until he brought it up. Zoe Kravitz was the most recent guest not to drink either.